know my thought today?
Sure.
I get so stressed out when we video and I am wearing a shirt I've already worn on a video before.
I've worn this one.
I know, but it's like, how do you even have enough shirts? Stop looking at the screen, Jeff. What are we talking about? Destinies.
You know it's my destiny.
Pokemon, oh, you're my best friend.
In a world we must defend.
I didn't know that part.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Foster the Meeple, a channel all about board games and
board gamey things.
That's right. My name is Jamie.
I'm Jeff.
And we're here today to do another board game review. And today's review is on Destinies.
My
You know it's my destiny.
goodness. Lucky Duck Games.
Lucky Duck Games. So Lucky Duck Games was kind enough to send us this copy for review. So thank you
so
to Lucky Duck Games and to
much.
Az, who sent us the most amazing voice messages that just completely made my day. So
yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah, so we're going to do an overview and review of Destinies. But before we get into it, we first want to say we're very hopeful that our sound quality is better now. We've purchased a microphone, which you can't see because it's up on a boom arm because we're professionals now. And we just wanted to apologize for assaulting your ears with our previous audio.
Yeah,
we never realized how bad it was if you were watching us on a phone. We'd be screeching.
Thank you to all of the people that watch us on mobile and have stuck through that.
It was bad. So hopefully this solves the problem.
But yeah, and we have lights coming next week.
Yeah, and we have lights coming next week. So we're really trying to be better for you. It's just, you know, it's expensive. Equipment is expensive.
Very. Let's get to Destinies.
This has nothing to do with Destiny. So let's talk about Destinies. We're going to start off with an overview. Jeffrey.
I'm going to be gushing about this game. Like, I have to keep myself together. The prophets speak of the angel of death and his descent upon the earth to bring forth the end of days. The chosen few will be given the power to shape these ordeals and bring onto others both punishment and salvation. Their deeds will be a testament to the will and strength of the mortal. Destinies is a competitive, story-driven game of adventure and exploration, mixing an app and a board game. The Destinies system offers a full story-driven, app-supported RPG-like board game experience without the need for a game master. Each scenario pictures a part of a vivid world full of dark stories, epic characters, and mysteries to solve. Each player takes the role of a hero on a quest to fulfill their destiny.
Nice.
That's pretty intense.
That's intense, which I find this game is pretty intense.
I want to be careful because I don't want to just be the guy that's always hyping up games.
Jeff's a great hype man.
But man, I said to Jamie the first time we played this game, this type of game is the reason why I love board games so much. Now, please keep in mind that I'm biased because this is like my type of game.
Yes.
This is the type of game that I love the most. Yeah.
Like Jeff mentioned, this game is an app-driven exploration game. So it's, if you've ever played Seventh Continent, it's a little bit reminiscent of that mixed with Chronicles of Crime almost, which is really cool.
Another great Lucky Duck game that I've said I didn't like, but
I love. It's right there.
Yeah.
So you lay out tiles and you explore the tiles and you each have a different character with their own destiny. Now, I know what my destiny is. Jeff knows what his destiny is. You get two, but we don't know each other. So I have no idea what he's working towards. You can kind of start to figure it out as the game goes along.
You can deduce it from certain things, yep.
So you're working towards fulfilling your own destiny, and it is a campaign game, but every campaign or every scenario, you're a different character, but everything kind of interweaves with each other.
So it's in the same world. It all kind of weaves together.
Let's jump into the review. We're going to start with theme. So like we said, the theme is kind of, would you say it's not medieval? It's
definitely fantasy / end of world scenario.
Yeah.
Where certain things are happening to usher in like oblivion.
Is that the word you were looking for? No.
Something like that. But so end of days-esque fantasy.
So the theme is dark.
Yes, very dark.
Very dark, not too spooky, but a little bit spooky. I keep going back to medieval, but I know that it's not medieval.
I think it's like, just because
there's like knights and there's nuns and saviors and all of these different characters.
I'm trying not to like use too many video game analogies because it won't resonate with people, but it might. It's very like typical RPG video game themed. where it's kind of a bit old-timey. It's like alternate universe kind of old-timey where, yeah, there are guardians, warriors, saviors, creatures.
Yeah, it's fantasy. So that's the theme. We are really, generally, we love fantasy.
Yeah, so again, this is a video game and fantasy book put into board game.
Yeah.
And
it's very interactive.
That is what I live for.
So anyways, theme is amazing. We're into it.
I'm super fanboying over this game.
Yeah, calm yourself. So let's jump into components. So this bad boy comes with some stuff. Let's start with the good quality papered rule book. Beautiful.
In every video that we do like this, Jamie says she loves the paper
quality.
The paper quality.
I haven't read the rule book. Jack, you read it.
I did. The app does a lot of the lifting. The rule book is great. It's very easy to read. It's very straightforward.
Good quality paper. When you get into the box, first of all...
Yeah, can we mention...
packaging.
Like, please, board game companies, like publishers, whatever, like, do this.
I think this is Game Trays is who does these.
Yeah, I think so too.
Don't quote me on it though. Holds everything into place so nicely. You get 3 player boards. It is a 3-player game.
Which is interesting.
But the nicest part about these player boards and about all of the cardboard components is the friggin' thickness.
Yeah,
thick boys, like major thick boys. The player boards, the beauty of them, I think, is something I wish.
Slotted.
Yeah, I wish every game would do this. But they're actual, like, there's indentations where you put your little markers. So
it's just so much easier to keep things in line on your player board. Like even this little space here, which is indented to put your dice in.
You get experience point tokens. There's money tokens, and then there's a few other little interaction tokens, and then these random square ones that you use when you drop an item. So these are insanely, like, never have I ever seen cardboard so thick.
I don't think I have in a game either.
No. So then you get a bunch of different cards. So as I mentioned before, it is kind of like tile placement.
Tiles, but the tiles are cards.
But the tiles are cards. So you get a big stack and they're all numbered 1 through 67.
Very much so like any of the sandboxy, like, adventure games where you'll have a card that's flipped up foggy and you don't know it's there, and then it flips over as you explore it and your map builds out.
You also get a stack of character cards, as we mentioned before, that each have their destinies on the back. So each scenario gives you 3.
Each scenario will have 3 characters to pick from. So it could be nun, warrior, woodsman, and you would pick one and then take the corresponding card.
And each of these cards has the picture on the front, the destinies on the back, and what you need to do when you fulfill your destiny. And each destiny has a barcode, so a QR code that you scan in the app. You can ask people about your destiny.
Everything has like an associated QR scannable code that you can interact with the app. And you can ask NPCs about cards.
What is an NPC?
Non-playable character.
I didn't know. Yeah, you get a huge stack of item cards, like lots and lots of item cards. Then it comes with some wooden skill markers. So on your player board, you have intelligence, dexterity, and strength. It'll tell you where to place your little skill tokens so you know how strong you are or how dexterous. Then the dice.
They're beautiful.
They're beautiful. Each player gets 2 white dice, which you always get to use, and then 3 purple dice, which are your effort dice. Now you can gush about the dice.
Beautiful color of purple.
Oh, I love purple.
They have a beautiful kind of design around the numbers, and I mean, these are just generic dice, and they've just added a couple other designs, and the purple's really nice.
I also like that there's, like, you get 2 big ones, and then you get 3 little ones, so it's kind of fun that they're not just, like, all the same.
Yeah, and I think that's actually key, because then when you're rolling dice, and again, the purple dice are your effort dice, and you don't get those every time. If you use one, it's exhausted until your next turn, and you unexhaust 1 of 3. So it's nice to have that textile feel of having a dice that's a bit bigger. That's your main dice. So you always know if you're grabbing those. Otherwise, you would, if they were all the same size, you would constantly have to be like, oh, I need to set these ones, make sure these are set aside, etc.
Now, the last thing that comes in the box are the minifigures. And it comes with a lot.
There's a fair amount of them,
minifigures. Every character has its own minifigure.
They're very small. Let's just bring one out. They are teeny.
Yeah.
But there's also some very large ones.
Like this one.
Which is a big boy.
It's a big boy. We think this is a big boss, but we just don't know yet. There's a ton of miniatures in here.
I wouldn't say there's a ton.
I feel like it's a lot.
No, like a ton is like a CMON game.
Oh.
Where it's like that whole board, this whole thing would be.
I think it's just there's so little though.
There are a fair amount of them. Yeah, definitely.
So, and I think the quality of them, I mean, uh-oh, I lost one.
We're about to find out the quality.
He lives!
He's alive!
He's alive! The quality is good. I don't know that you could paint these.
Oh, God.
Can you imagine?
I don't paint.
You could paint this one.
I'm sure those people are super talented.
I just don't know because they're so tiny. I like this one. It's a werewolf. So next up is the rules, which you already kind of talked about a little bit. For
a game that is seemingly this heavy, the information you need to know is not heavy. It's an easy game to learn. I taught it to Jamie in under 15 minutes.
Yes. And the app walks you through. I love games with apps. There's not a lot of upfront learning. You just need to learn the basic mechanics, like how many times can I move? Can I move, explore, interact, and then move again? Like it's just those little things and the dice and all of that stuff.
But yeah, I mean, it was very easy to learn.
Very easy to learn. Gameplay and replayability. Gameplay is super fun. Replayability is there. If you are going to play it over and over again, they suggest that you play it with the same people because you're most likely going to know what somebody's destiny is, but the beauty of the replayability is you can choose different options, which will allow the game to unfold in different ways. As an example, if I decided I didn't want to steal a bunch of coins the first time around, next time I might, and then that's going to change how the game unfolds. So replayability is definitely there, but it does say if you're going to replay a scenario, do it with the same people.
Yeah, I mean, the replayability is an interesting one. When we played these scenarios, there's parts of the map we didn't even touch.
Yeah.
With characters that obviously wouldn't have come up due to that fact. So I would say it's replayable in the same way Gloomhaven is replayable. Yes, you have some semblance of the map and how your characters work and etc. But there's parts of the map and things that you might not have interacted with the first time.
Yeah. And you could always go after a different destiny because each character, like I said, has 2 destinies. And typically how we played anyways is we've just gone after one of the 2. So if you get the same character again, maybe you want to do the other one. And of course, there are expansions.
This is a game I want all of the expansions for.
So with the expansions, then of course that kind of, I guess it's not really in terms of replayability, but for gameplay, it's just going to give you more and more and more characters. I'm assuming scenarios, monsters, people, all of those things. We won't know exactly what the replayability is like until we actually do that, so we can't really speak to it. We're just kind of assuming.
Yeah, I'm making an assumption just based off some other games I've played of this type.
Yeah.
Is it going to be as replayable as like Azul? Probably not.
Right. Yeah. And then critique.
I only have one, but you go ahead first.
Okay, I have a couple. Number 1 is how tiny these are. Look at it, so little. It's literally the size of like my thumbnail. And I'm critiquing that because I'm the one that has to look for the characters and I'm constantly like, I don't know who's who. I'm like, is this who I'm looking for? I can't tell, and that's also partially because I have bad eyesight as well.
I think that's fair though.
Yeah, they're
very small.
They're a little bit
too
small
to be able to see even when they're on the map. You kind of have to look pretty closely because
sometimes
NPCs have minifigures too. So just a little bit bigger, or
a little bit bigger,
or I don't know, maybe
size. The size of the werewolf is perfect. That is my critique. I think that they're too small.
This is a personal thing for me, and I'm not sure if it's a critique, but I just want to mention it in case people are like me, where there's an element of luck to this game. You could have all of the things you need, and you're still dice rolling.
Yeah.
So be mindful of that. It's not necessarily a critique, but I just want to mention it to people that maybe don't like that mechanic.
Right.
That is a thing that is in this game.
Yes.
It is a core mechanic of the game. I'm not a big lover of dice. I love dice, but I don't love that luck aspect because I have terrible luck.
And then the other thing for me is if you are unfamiliar with RPGs and video games and all of this stuff, I got quite frustrated during my first 2 plays because I didn't understand. And I got to the end and I was like, I'm here, I got here first, and I was supposed to apparently remember something, and there's so much to remember that I didn't remember and I ended up losing the game, which was very, 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 I don't like to lose. So it was frustrating.
Probably something we should have mentioned before, which we didn't. So in this game, you have your destiny, and you complete your destiny, and then you go into your finale. And the finale is the end game of the scenario. Jamie got to her finale and was triggering her end game events, but there was information that she needed that she didn't remember. So when you're playing this game, you have to be mindful of all the flavor text. You don't have to remember all of it, but there are nuggets of information that come out of talking to people, just like in a video game, where it might be a clue about a location you need to go to. Basically, when you trigger your finale, you want to make sure you're prepared. And Jamie struggled a bit to understand, like what kind of information she needed for the finale, what items she might have needed, etc. And that just comes from a lack of playing these types of games and not having that video game background to understand those kind of mechanics.
I was so annoyed because I was like, I am here, I'm doing the things, but I kept picking the wrong thing, and it's like, where is this thing? And it gave you 3 choices. I'm like, how the hell am I supposed to know? And Jeff's like, well, one of the NPCs said it earlier. I'm like, what's an NPC? I don't friggin' know. Not necessarily a critique of the game, more so a critique of myself, and just a warning if you are someone like me who doesn't typically play role-playing games or video games. That might be something that's difficult to grasp. I play Animal Crossing and it did not help me at all.
I actually suggested she had a little notebook or something to help maybe write some notes and whatever.
The point is, I won the 3rd scenario.
She did.
So we're back in the game, people.
Yeah, this is not a co-op game.
This is not a co-op game.
If we didn't say that.
Yeah. It's interesting. We're used to playing these types of games.
Yeah, it's not even semi-co-op. It's 100%.
Like, as an example, someone might say, hey, maybe you should drop that card. I don't think you need it. And I'm like, okay. And then turns out that they need it.
I didn't think you would actually drop it. Again, no spoilers, but I made Jamie. I was like, maybe you should just drop that thing you have. She dropped something that I needed.
Friggin' nerve.
And I went
and immediately picked it up. I was like, oh.
No regrets.
No
regrets. Well, you also won that scenario, so it didn't end up changing anything for you.
I win. Now let's talk about our final thoughts. Jeffrey?
We are playing way more games since we've done our top 10, top 11. We had played a lot of games, but not a lot of games.
Yeah.
This game, I'm calling it now. Again, it depends on what games I play between now and when we do it next year, because there's still a lot of games to come. I'm predicting this game will be in my top 10. It is exactly the type of game I love. I love build your own adventure stuff, and this game is literally a video game in board game form. And the app just adds that element of NPC, world building, story building. Like, the flavor text is amazing. Oh my god, I love this freaking game so
Tell me how you really feel. I also love this game.
Which surprises me.
I really, really, really like games that have an app component. I think I'm really big into theme and story, and I love that aspect of this because there's like a narrator, and that's a big part of why I love Mansions of Madness as well. There's like a narrator that's like reading it, and there's like music in the background and all of that stuff, and it's super fun, even though I got frustrated during my 2nd and 1st playthrough. Now I feel like I understand it more, and I definitely really, really like this.
Jamie's coming off a victory.
I'm coming off a real high here.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to play more. We've been cruising through this. We've already done the first 3.
Yeah, we only have 2 left.
We have a really bad habit of when we get games like this that we play, like, we do it all like right away. We don't savor it as much as maybe we should, but I don't care. I just want to play.
I think that's...
I just want to keep playing.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we should savor it a bit more, but I can't.
No, I
because
can't.
When I play a game like this, I'm thinking about it all day.
Yeah.
And I just want to play it.
And I've seen like what the other characters are, and I want to be like a cute girl. I don't want to be a freaking old hag.
Every time, because again, each scenario has 3 new characters to pick from. Every time they come up, Jamie's like, oh no cute girl. And one had a mask on. I was like, just pretend that's a cute girl with a mask on.
Well, it was like a doctor. He had a basket of bubbles, so I was like, that'll do, I guess. Anyways, this game is not cute, so be warned if that's what you're into.
I feel like a lot of people are going to be talking about this game at the end of this year.
Yeah,
I think this is going to be a much beloved game.
Yeah, we love it.
I could be wrong.
We love it.
I don't think I'm wrong.
We're not wrong. We're never wrong.
Yeah.
We'll play this again tonight.
Again.
We'll probably finish this by tomorrow. That is Destinies from Lucky Duck Games. Those are our thoughts on it, and that's a little bit of an overview and review. So we don't recommend. No, I'm just kidding. We obviously love this game.
Yeah.
Definitely try it out. 100%. I mean, let's see. Who might not like this?
People that also don't like the luck aspect of
People
dice
who
rolling.
don't like luck.
If you really don't like that mechanic.
People who don't like app-driven games won't like this.
Yep.
Because it is very heavy into the app. And maybe people who don't like to have fun. We love this game. We highly recommend this game. That is our overview and review of Destinies.
I love it so much.
I love it so much. Destiny, you Destiny so much. So that is all that we have for you guys today. Let us know down below if you've tried Destinies, if you want to try Destinies. Let us know what your destiny is.
Yeah,
just
if you've
in general,
played it,
like,
no spoilers in the comments, but if you've played it, I'd love to hear your opinions on it. We've mentioned before, I'd love to interact with people.
Yep.
And thank you again so much for sticking with us through our sound debacle of 2021.
Yes, and
We hope it's fixed now.
And I would also like to mention we are so close to 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah, which is insane.
When this video goes up on Tuesday, I don't know what our subscriber count will be, but I would like to, once again, we would like to say thank you.
So
We appreciate
much.
you all. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
And you. And you. And
Devin, thank you.
And Devin, I don't know if he'll make it, but we will be doing a giveaway at 1,000 subscribers, so
Indeed.
Stay tuned for that. Definitely share and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Maybe you might like to be. Don't forget to support your friendly local gaming store for us here in Halifax. That is the Boardroom Game Cafe. You can find all of their information right down here. We absolutely love them, and we encourage everyone to support local if they can.
Especially now.
Especially now during
important.
COVID and all that nonsense.
So if you're local and you need Destinies,
go to the Boardroom Game Cafe.
The Boardroom Game Cafe.
Yes. We will also put all of their information down below in our description. They do have an online shop if you're interested in that.
Yes.
And
they're wonderful people. The best.
The best. If you like what you see, please subscribe, but don't forget to hit that bell notification button if you want to be reminded of when we do.
And why would you not,
You
right?
want to be notified?
Yeah.
I would, that's for sure. Feel free to follow us on social media. On Instagram, we are at Foster the Meeple. On Twitter, we are at Foster the Meeple.
We're on the Twitter.
We're on the Twitter. At Facebook, we're also Foster the Meeple, but it's not a very happening place. But Instagram, super happening, and Twitter maybe will also be happening.
To be determined.
To be determined. Thank you guys so much for watching. We hope to see you again soon.
If you like what you see, or did you already say that?
I think I already said it, but if you like what you see, please subscribe. We hope to see you again soon. And now we say goodbye.
Later it is.
Bye.
Do you know what I was thinking today?
I don't, because I can't read mine. Oh, I gotta turn the mic on.
Do we need the lights on?
Oh, no. Ah.
Devin, get with it, man. Ooh. That looks... Put it back on.
I think it's better than a yellow light.
Yeah.
Lights are coming next week.
Woo! Moving on up. It's catching.
It's good. They'll be in focus.
I need to get some like other board game.
I have like nice
merch.
shirts, but
I want to get a Lord of the Board shirt.
me too.
And hat.
And hat. Me too. And her bell, Jeff. And it's gonna ding ding. Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. No, that's our old intro.
What's the new one?
Welcome to Foster the Meeple.
Oh, right.
We've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah, I know. I need to calm down.
So, I need to calm down.
Mm-hmm.
You're being too loud.
Yeah, indeed.
Taylor Swift. Close-ups. But... What?
I'm here being like... Anyhow, they're very small.